Hello, everybody. What up, VOD viewers? Welcome to Reclamation early in the day. Sorry, we're screwing up everybody's schedule here. They're like, what the heck? I was planning to tune in at the normal time. Okay. Zine updated the mod pack. Got it. I'm gonna update the mod pack. Not to mention that it is a good thing I have a few minutes. Let's see. Well, I will, I'll just update and hope for the best. Cool. I'm updating. Hopefully he's on the latest version. Why early? Because Zine asked if we could do it early today. That is why. And it's a good thing I'm slightly early to the early. Otherwise, I'd be late to the early because I'm updating. Adam R, 247, thank you for the 18 months. Water started leaking through my roof last night. I live on the bottom floor of an apartment. That is epic gaming. Either you've got, oh, God, dang it. I'm going to have to do a new mod pack version. Zine did not update, in fact, to 1.6.1. He updated to 1.6.0, and now he's going to update the server and his client to 1.6.1 because I think downgrading is significantly more difficult to do than upgrading. And rip in pieces. Anyway. Could be that the siding is fricked up, assuming that the bottom floor of the apartment isn't actually subterranean, or could be that you got a water pressurized line that's leaky, which would not be good, or it could be somebody has a shower or something line that's leaky if it's not a consistent leaky, or if it leaked when it's raining, then that's probably the cause. But anyway, I'm sorry to hear that. Is your upstairs neighbor's hot water heater? Nice. Well, hey, they figured it out. That's good news. Fel Flamel with 102 months at tier 2. Very swickin'. Very cool. I guess I'm good to boot this up, I suppose. Our hot water heater here. Our hot water heater here is quite old, and the plumber thinks it will leak sooner rather than later. It looks great. Visual condition, fantastic. The inside of it might not be so much, but basically he thinks it'll go at some point, and hopefully either we won't live here anymore when that happens, or it will be a mere drip. But that said, the problem is the house was clearly kind of like built around the water heater because the water heater it's too big to be brought in or brought out with the current set of doors around the basement area. The door into the basement, and then it makes a sharp right turn. Like, this water heater would not be able to exit without being chopped up into pieces. So I'm kind of dreading that part of things. Yeah. Anyway, Billy Bob, thank you for the 10 months. Very epic and very much appreciated. So if and when the water heater goes out, it's going to need to be chopped into pieces in order to be brought out of the house. But then it would be replaced with a tankless, which would be an improvement. Balmung, thank you for the 67 months. Very swick, very much appreciated. Have I ever watched the movie The Money Pit? I have not. Is it about how houses are money pits and you should never own one ever? Because that would be a great movie. I would resonate with it. Panda Pie, thank you for the 14 months. Very much appreciated. I actually just saw a listing for a beautiful house nearby for rent today, and I was like, ooh, that is so tempting. Like, I'd have to sell all the cars, but it was like, but the problem with renting a house is that the owner can be like, I'm going to sell the house, right? At least with an apartment building, it's always going to be an apartment building, you know? All right, let me get into the voice. There we go. Are you moving again? It's tempting. It's very tempting. I mean, we have to finish the rebuild of the decks and stuff like that and then repaint the house because the stucco repairs are not going to match the colors perfectly, so we have to repaint the house after all the deck work is finished. Because for the waterproofing, they basically have to take the stucco out like 6 inches off the deck level in order to get the waterproofing membrane, the flashing all put together. So yeah, got to repaint everything afterwards, and then after that, considering going away to a new place. The problem is renting a single family home would be like more suitable to the needs. But again, I'm just worried about the owner deciding it's time to sell the house and then you have to move. And so an apartment, at least you can just stay as long as you want. However, there's more risk, obviously, with like hearing your neighbors, sound bleeding, your neighbors getting mad at you for talking during a stream, and less storage space, that sort of stuff. Would I sell the Ford GT? I would try not to, but there would be a chance that I would have to if I was to move into an apartment. Because most apartments don't have electrical outlets in the garage, and the GT needs to be kept on battery tender. Otherwise, the battery can die in 3 days, and it's a massive pain in the butt if that happens. Are we back up and running yet? Not quite. It would be sad. It would be sad to have to sell it. But my sanity might be worth having it happen. Granted, the car has been pretty fine. Like, it hasn't had issues really since the first year. Knock on wood, I'm going to jinx it now. Back up? Not quite. But what happened to snakes in an apartment? They would live in the apartment. We'd probably rent 2 apartments. 2 apartments means double the space. The snakes could have their own bedroom. Anyway. All right. Still waiting for the server to be up. At least I'll go into mute mode and Zine can say hi when he is ready. One bed for roommates and 1 bed for snakes. Precisely. 1 apartment for snakes. Wow, the snakes get their own apartment. That's even more real estate than I would have considered. Just buy the apartment complex. Yeah, then I'd have to worry about owning the building and paying the property taxes and the insurance and the maintenance. Why would you want to rent? Money down the drain? You have been indoctrinated by the propaganda of homeownership, my friend. Renting is the far superior financial option these days. I feel like I have made a mistake by responding yes to Zine updating the server. I feel like something has gone wrong, and it was all good to go, but I just started updating to 1.6.1 because it was the latest version, thinking he probably updated to that, but he didn't, but I can't really downgrade. I guess I would have had to reinstall the mod pack, and, yeah. He's wrong, but with his house luck, it makes sense. I am overwhelmingly not wrong. There do exist certain areas. My expertise is not international. Within the U.S., at least, with which I am familiar, there do exist areas where the long-term cost of ownership will actually be less than that of renting. But for most, I can't give you an exact percentage, major metropolitan areas, the cost of ownership is significantly higher. And if you took the money saved, not purchasing, saved month to month as well as the down payment, and you invested that, the difference between your rent and what goes into a house that you own, you will come out ahead. Speaking strictly financially. Now, there are a lot of people who feel personal fulfillment and satisfaction and security about home ownership, and those are considerations, certainly. And people who enjoy working on their own home. A problem comes up, well, this is fun. I get to problem solve in DIY. So, if that is something you take enjoyment in and you take pride in, great, cool, then it maybe is something for you. However, it shouldn't be viewed as an investment where you're going to come out ahead. Your mortgage is $3,000 when you used to pay $1.6K on rent. Yeah, and your mortgage is just one element of money going out the door. You have your insurance, you have your property taxes, you may have PMI depending upon how much you put down. And you may have an HOA depending upon where you live as well. All those things combined, mortgage could be anywhere from only 70% of your monthly outgoing to 50%. It could be as little as 50%. You might be paying double your mortgage once you consider all the other factors. Yeah. Okay, so hey, it's up. Wowie zowie, we're back. I'm sure people have enjoyed my weekly home ownership rant, and they're so sad for me to get onto the server for us to be about to play Minecraft. Wait. Do I still have my shader pack, right? Yes. Excellent. Mr. Norton zoned out. Cool. We're back. All right. Well, I'm just on mute. So, oh, interesting. Very interesting. He has done a metallurgic infuser to do Prudentium on en masse. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I'm ready to go. We're on the server. When Zine talks, I'll hear him. We're good. We'll get to see what he did, which seems to be significantly more production over here. Oh, got it. He's volcanic source linked it up. I have no idea what the green adept hopper. The frick is an adept hopper. I have no idea. Oh, wow. Look at this source gem production. Oh, Northlock. You're so true for that one. Mini map, view settings, lock map north. There you go, everybody. There you go. Fun times. What's the reason for the early stream? Zine requested it. It's so cool. So awesome. Very epic. Wait, this is not generating maximum power. It doesn't have lava on the top. It's fricked. He has no lava on the top. It is messed up. It is not maximized. What the frick are we doing? I must fix this. I must fix this. There we go. Now it's generating Maximus Auto. Anyway, what I will say, here's the other thing. Here's the other thing about homeownership. And again, it's just all me repeating myself. But there's always somebody new who hears it for the first time. One of the historical benefits of homeownership is that the leverage has worked out in people's favor. That I very, 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 very much doubt with today's housing expenses and interest rates that will continue, right? So you're not going to get the leverage effect of wealth multiplication. And it's a forced savings account for people who otherwise maybe don't have as much discipline to save and invest. The difference? So it does work in those two respects. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I am doing oakley dokley. Sorry for throwing a wrench into our start with the updating to 1.6.1.
You are fine. Sorry it took a minute to get it going, but here we are. I'm set whenever you are.
Cool. I'm just trying to think if there's anything that needs to be worked on as far as keybinds or anything. I guess it should have maintained. Yeah, I would have had to reinstall, I think, once I updated 1.6.1. So, all right. I will get started. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of a Reclamation brought to you by our wonderful server hosting sponsor, Apex Hosting, hosts a server that we're playing on which Zine has made some new additions since last time. If you would like to make some new additions with your friends, you should check out Apex Hosting. So very much.
Okay, good.
And now, let there be exactly one terrasteel. Nope, just kidding. What have I done wrong?
And me, anytime I come home.
It's not a shaders moment. The mana's not going down. So I don't actually know what's going on. Yeah. Oh my God, chat. Chat, it was wrong. I was misled. It's 4 lapis. The checkerboard is inverted. Oh my God.
You hate to hear
You really went and bamboozled me like that. Oh my God, it's a Proy G-Biv moment. Stop leaving flowers everywhere, you frick.
They're